Okay, I think I'm live, but let me double check some things really quickly because I have no idea. Hold on. This is not what I want. Um, okay, it's showing that I'm live. I just don't know how behind it is. Okay. Apparently I'm live streaming. Um, okay, I'm live streaming. So, hello everybody. Oh my god. Wow, where do I even begin this stream with you all today? With you all as in myself, talking to myself. Um, I I have had quite the day. Okay. I have had quite the day today, and I am almost honestly at my wit's end. Um, I think the title of this stream is really putting into perspective what exactly was going on today. I I don't even know like where to begin. So, if you do click on this video by any chance is live streaming, you're wondering like what's going on, um just know that like I've come to peace. I'm at peace now. I'm at peace with what happened when I went to go vote today, and it's not like I'm good. Like I'm not holding any grudges. I'm not even upset at anybody. I'm just it's more of like it was all like a comedy show. Like none of it was real. Like nothing that happened like actually really happened. And I feel like I've been living in just like an imagined world for the last 3 hours. But let me tell you about it. Let me set the scene for what happened today when I went to go vote. So, if you don't know, if you're not from the US by any chance and you somehow come across this stream and you're wondering like what is she talking about? So, in America, there is election day every year on the 4th of November every year. And of course, in America, sorry, that's UA in the back. She's kind of tearing she's kind of tearing that thing up. Kind of tearing that thing up. But in America, there is such a thing as election day, and it happens every year. And there's also states. So in state elections, there are different like things that you would vote for each year because obviously every 4 years is a presidential election. But then I believe every 2 years they have the primaries, and in between are kind of like smaller statewide elections. So if you do like tend to see things more from like the outside, there's the big one was like the New York City mayor candidate. Like that whole election was kind of big. and everyone was choosing like who to vote for in New York mayor and things like that. But in Texas, where I live, and I'm not from Texas. Oh my god. This makes it so much worse. Like it makes it so much worse, but I'm fine. I'm fine. Like I said, I'm at peace. Like I'm learning to like just chill. Just chill. Okay. Just we gotta chill out. Okay. So um Texas this year, their election was mainly for amendments to their state constitution. And so there were 17, I believe, propositions of amendments to make to the Texas Constitution. Personally, I do lean more progressively. So I was planning on going in there and just no all the way down because there were a lot of things in, Texas legislature are just to give tax breaks to the wealthy. There were some like interesting propositions, but I am honestly pretty distrustful of the government right now where I would have just I like there was one that was like funding for dementia research, which I would have voted yes on because like I do obviously want to support the sciences and I do want to support like access to public education, those sorts of things. So if I had gotten the opportunity to vote, I would have definitely been more discriminant with what I was looking at, but um I just wanted to vote because I have lived in Texas for 3 years now. I mean, I basically yeah, I'm here, right? So I'm still a student though, so it does make things a little bit tricky, but even if you're a student, you should still be able to, switch your address so that you can vote like where you are residing at that time. So I wasn't able to vote in the presidential election because I kind of dropped the ball on that. I will admit that was my fault. I should have changed my address a lot sooner and I had just put it off. Like it was completely just incompetence on my part. And I feel like I keep dropping the ball when it comes to voting and I honestly, this time it was more frustrating though because I actually did show up to the polling place to vote and it was the most difficult the most difficult experience I've ever had in my entire life. I have voted before. I did vote in 2020. I voted in 2020. That was my first presidential election that I voted in. Um but yeah, so I really like I've been in Texas for a bit and I really just wanted to be able to like vote in this community where I've been for a little while. And I did the steps, like I got the mail-in voter address thing in the mail to change. And I think I did that back in September. And I had like checked online and it said that I was good, that I was approved, and it was approved on October 26th. Now, what I didn't know going into this is that apparently it needs to be received and processed by 30 days before election day. And that's why I ran into some hiccups here. But let me tell the story now. Let me get into the story. So, so I worked until 6 p.m. today by myself mostly. I mean, I did have my friend, she's my best friend, but she's also my coworker. She came in to help with an event that we were doing at work, and that was helpful, but I got off of work at 6 and I was like, I'm gonna go vote because under what my impression was that I had done everything, I had been approved to vote, and I've never heard of, this 30-day rule where it just seems silly. Like if I got approved before election day, why do I have to wait 30 days? I sent in my mail-in ballot in September. not my mail-in ballot, my mail-in address change in September. It took them until October to process it. How? I digress. Let me continue with the story, shall I? So, I drop off my best friend to her class, and I said, polls closed at 7. And it was 6:10 around this time. I said, I'm going to go to the polling center. I'm going to go and vote, right? I had even printed out my bank statement because apparently if you have an out-of-state license, you also need to show your residency through a bank statement that has your residential address. So I printed out my bank statement. I was ready. I was prepared to vote. Like, I want you to know, like, I took the precautions to vote today. And the line was long because I asked my best friend, because she had gone to vote a little bit earlier that day, and I was like, how was it? And she was like, it was fine. Like, there was no line. It was pretty quick. They just had me go to a different, because she's also from New York. So she was like, she still has a New York license. So she was like, I had to go to a different room and vote and whatever, do a different form or something like that, whatever. I was like, okay, like that. I'm prepared. I have my bank statement. I'm good. Like, I'm good. So I'm waiting in this line. Remember, I got there around 6:15. Start waiting in this line. I didn't get up to speak to somebody, like have them scan my ID, until I would say 7:15. So I was already waiting in this line for an hour. Fine. I am patient. I am just happy to be there to cast my ballot and do my part as a citizen, right? So get up in the line, and I knew there was gonna be something. Like, I knew there was gonna be something wrong. Like, I could just feel it in my bones. He takes my ID, he scans it, he turns it around, he goes, "This you?" The name I saw on that iPad screen, I was like, it was like Mallory Emery something. I said, no. He's looking at my ID. He's looking at me. He's looking at the iPad. He looks up it's not you? No! My name is Allie, not Mallory. What do you... It's fine. Like, I'm literally so... Sorry, that was her feeder going off. UA has an automatic feeder, and I have to automatic feed myself soon because I haven't ate dinner yet, but that's fine. I got boba, so I was... Oh. Sorry. So, okay. So we're... Right. So, he's like, you have to go to this other room to talk to a judge. What? Who? I thought I was gonna have a judge. So I'm expecting to like walk into this other room and there would be like a panel of people sitting there, and it was gonna be like this very official thing, and I was gonna be like, okay, like, sounds good, I'll go into this other room. No, it was just a room, like, everyone was voting in there. Like, they had, like, the ballots lined up, or, not the ballots, like, what's it called? The little, the cubbies where they, where they, like, it's a box and it's private, and, So, that's what it was. It was, like, dead silent in there, too. So, I walk in there, dead silent. I'm standing, I'm looking around, I'm like, anybody know what's going on here? And this girl is like standing up against the wall like this. And she's like, I'm waiting in line for somebody. I was like, okay, I'll wait in line too. I will now wait in line as well. So then you know, I'm a good, respectable citizen. So I go again, queue up, as they say in Britain. I queued up in the line again, and I'm standing there in this dead silent room, and apparently we were all fuck ups because like 8 more people came in behind me, and they were all like, it was kind of like, what are you in here for? What are you in here for? Oh, I'm at the wrong polling place. Oh, they can't find my name. Oh, I can't. Like, what they got you in here for? Oh my God. I said, I don't even know. Like, they can't find me. Everyone was there because they were supposed to go vote somewhere else. And I'm just there like, yeah, they can't find me in the system. And also, there was this girl behind me. There, bless her heart. There's a saying down here, apparently in the South. They say, bless her heart. Bless her heart. She had been standing behind me in this line as well for over an hour as well. And she was crouching on the ground at some point. She was like, I'm so hungry. That's like the number one line I kept hearing from everyone. They're like, I'm so hungry. I was like, okay, like, I get it. Like, I know. So, this is crazy, guys. So then I am waiting. There's this older couple behind in the line. And they were having the funniest conversation because apparently they had gone to the wrong polling place. And the older woman says to, I'm assuming her husband, she goes, oh, he probably thinks we're at the casino right now. And I was like, who thinks you're at the casino on a Tuesday night? Who thinks you're at the casino? Also, I think every election day, I might have misspoken. It's not every 4th of November. It's just the 1st November of every year, I believe. But I digress. I don't know. I don't know. I just show up when they say it's election day. So this girl who had been waiting in line behind me for an hour somehow also ended up in the new line behind me in the new room. So we're both standing there, we're hungry, we're cranky, the fluorescents are just beaming down on us. I'm like, turn the lights off. Turn them off! Turn them off! Like that. Anybody? Okay. Anyway, So then... So then... We're waiting there. And I'm going to say it again. Bless their hearts. Like, bless these election workers' hearts. I mean, I appreciate the work they are doing. They are all, for the most part, of an older demographic. And they are tut around that, like, putting around that around that polling center. Like, they were taking their time. Finally, after 5 minutes, we're standing there, and I remember the girl next to me was like, I thought it was going to be more official. They said there were going to be judges in here. Like, I thought it was going to be like, a whole group of people. I was like, me too. Apparently not. This woman comes putting it in. She's like, oh, it takes me a second. I gotta go get the ballot. And then I gotta come back after for the provincial ballots. So a provincial ballot, if you don't know, and this is what I've learned kind of, a provincial ballot is essentially like if they like, I think it's if they come to a vote and it's like they need to make a decision, and what is a provincial ballot? Can I please just get a definition? A voter whose name doesn't appear on the voter registration list on election day, but who believes he or she is in fact registered, may be offered a provisional ballot. It's placed in a special secrecy envelope rather than in the ballot box. After the polls close, the registration status of the voter is determined. If the voter was in fact registered in that precinct on election day, the ballot is removed from the secrecy envelope and counted just like any other ballot. If the voter wasn't registered, the ballot remains in the secrecy envelope and is not counted. So essentially, it's like a 50-50 chance. If they do happen to check it and you are able to count that vote, then they'll use it. If not, they don't use it. And that's what most of the people in my line were waiting for. They were waiting to do a provincial ballot, but I was just waiting to vote regularly. Like, I had sworn that I had registered to vote and I was good to go. So I was like, everything must be good, right? You would think. So finally, this woman comes back in, and the girl in front of me, because remember, I was second in line, the girl in front of me was so done. She was like, like, oh my gosh, like, come on, let's hurry this up. And I was like, girl, I get it. And finally, another man comes in, and bless his heart. Oh my God. If you don't, like, bless his heart, I feel like my definition of it is kind of like they're trying their best, but like it's not right. Like, I'm gonna crash out. Like, they're trying their best. Like, it's coming from the goodness in their hearts. But we have to have a little bit more urgency here. You know what I'm saying? And he comes into the room finally. He's like, oh, like, what do we have going on here? This is apparently the number 2 of the judges, right? And he starts going down the line. He's like, what are you here for? What are you here for? What are you here for? And when he got to me, he was like, oh, yours is a completely different thing. Like, step out of line, because I had an out-of-state license. So I was like, okay, I'll step out of line. And he starts helping the other people, giving them the provincial ballots. And then he comes up to me and he's like, okay, you have to go fill out a different form because you have an out-of-state license. And I was like, got you. I was like, I got my bank statement. I have everything. So we go back to the main voting room where there's like huge lines and whatever. We have to be like, excuse me to like get around. And he's like, fill this out, put in your voter ID, and then sign this, and then come back to the other room. Okay. Like, I was like, okay, sorry. I was like, we are on the fast track to getting vote, and I'm going home, right? At this point, guys, I have been in the ballot place for an hour and 45 minutes, okay? So I fill it out. I go back into the other room. I hand him my slip of paper, and all he does is the same thing that the other guy had done a half hour ago. He typed in my name on the iPad. No record. Okay. He's like, let me try it again. Again, this man is probably, he has to be like in his 70s, 80s. Bless his heart. Like, he was trying and he wanted everyone to vote, but it was, yeah. So he tries again. Another no record found pops up. At this point, I was ready to be like, it's okay. I'm just not gonna vote. Like, I'm just gonna, it's fine. But this man, again, he's old school. He's like, I want you. I knew he would have been like, no. Like, you have to vote. Like, it's very important, blah, 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 blah. So I was like, okay. He was like, okay, so when did you register to vote? And I told him when I was approved and blah, 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 blah. And he was like, oh, it has to be the 30 days, probably why it's not coming up. So we'll have you do a provincial ballot. He was like, you don't even need that form that you filled out that I went to the other room with you with, and then you came back to the other room. Oh my God. I was like, oh my God, I'm fine. I'm literally so chill about it. I was like, okay, like, what do I need to fill out? He, like, this is me internally versus me externally. I was like, okay, yeah, that's fine. Like, just give me the next piece of paper I need to fill out. I'd love to fill out another piece of paper. So then he gives me the provincial ballot, and he's like, fill this out, and then come wait in line. At this point, the people who were behind me in line were now in front of me in line. I didn't feel like I could cut them. It was just disrespectful. So I was like, I'll just wait back in the line again. Back where people who don't even have their provincial ballots yet are waiting. Like, even where they're not, I was just gonna, I'm respectful. I'll let you guys go first. So I fill out my provincial ballot. It took me like 2 minutes to fill it out. No big deal. Not even it's like the form. And oh my God, the lady who was filling out the information for the provincial ballots. Oh my God. She was like, oh, if I didn't get so distracted, I would have this done a lot faster. Oh my God, don't say that. Please don't say that. Like, please don't say that it would be going, like, I'm gonna, like, don't say that to a group of people who are hungry, tired, have been standing on their feet for 2 hours. Like, please don't say that. So I go wait back at the end of the line. Now, this is where things just started really getting worse one after another. So I was paying for parking nearby in a nearby parking lot online. And I had already extended it once for another hour. And it's like $2 per hour. And, ow, my feet. And so I had extended it for another hour. And then at this point, I'd already been there for 2 hours. Okay. So I needed to extend it again. But I got an error message on my phone that it wouldn't extend it. And I was getting a little bit stressed out about that. So then I clicked it again, and it came up with another error message. And then, a second later, I get 2 text messages in a row. It extended my parking for another 2 hours. So it took another, like, $6 out of my bank account. As someone who recently has been trying to like save my money because I've honestly been spending beyond my means, and it's not like for like any reason. I'm not like spending, like I'm not broke, right? I'm not like in debt, but like I've been definitely spending a little bit too, like I'm not comfortable with the amount of money I've been spending. So I've been trying to scale it back. So then I see that I accidentally paid for parking until 10 p.m. I was like, it's fine. I might even be here till 10 p.m. So who knows? Whatever. So then I'm waiting there in line. I'm in the same line that I had been in. There's like 4 people in front of me, but now there's a new girl in front of me. I learn her name is Sydney. Very nice girl, by the way. She's married, but she was like around my age. So I was like, okay, Sydney, like I see you. Get your thing. Like she was very pretty, and she turns around. She's like, so what's going on with you? Like, what's happening here for you? And I was like, oh, well, let me tell you, like, I've been waiting in this line for an hour and a half, and they couldn't find my name in the system, so then they had me fill out another form, and then I came back in here, and they couldn't find my name again, and so now they're having me fill out a provincial ballot, and now I'm waiting in line again. And she's like, oh, okay, like, they can't find my name either, blah, 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 so we're standing there for the same reasons, right? And so I'm waiting there. Again, my best friend, I love her. She was waiting for me this whole time. And she didn't have to. Like, she got out of her class, like, easily an hour before all this. And I was like, you can, like, catch an Uber home. Like, you don't have to wait for me. And she was like, no, like, I could never leave you here. And I was like, girl, stop. To be loved. So I was like, thank you. So I'm texting her and I'm like, I'm so sorry for making you wait. And then, bless his heart, he comes back. The judge guy comes back. And he's like, he's talking to me and Sydney. And he's like, he says to Sydney, and he kept getting things mixed up. Like, he almost took my bank statement from me. And I was like, no, I need that. And he was just all over the place. You know, he wasn't fully, like, remembering everything that was going on. And that's, I don't want, it's fine. It's fine. I'm fine with that. Like, I will work with that. Okay. And Sydney is like, he's like, what are you here for? He says to Sydney. Sorry, I'm just, like, putting this girl on blast right now, but, like, she doesn't know me, so I don't even know, like, I don't know anything about her. Actually, I do know her name because I was, like, standing, like, her full name, like, she was standing right in front of me, but, like, I digress. So this girl's in front of me, and he's like, what are you here for? And she was like, oh, they couldn't find my name, so he takes her passport, right? Holding onto her passport. And then he sees me right behind her. And I think he recognizes me. Sorry. He recognizes me. And he's like, oh, like, what are you doing? And I was like, oh, I filled this out. I filled out this form that you wanted me to fill out. He takes my form. And he also takes Sydney's passport. Oh, God. Like, this is just the worst. Like, this is just the worst. He takes Sydney's passport and he is like, okay, I'm gonna handle this. And my form that I had filled out for my provincial ballot. He goes into the room and he grabs his phone and he gets on the phone with somebody. I guess they have a direct line to, like, check if someone is registered to vote. I don't know. Why wasn't I on that line? Like, why didn't you call the phone for me? So then he's on the phone, actively, like, looking at Sydney's passport. He turns back and he goes, Allie? 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 I was like, what? I couldn't hear because, like, Sydney wasn't reacting. So I was like, oh, I think, and he was, like, looking directly at me. So I was like, okay, I guess wants to talk to me. So I walk in there and I'm standing next to him and I hear him giving her passport information. And I was like, I don't think he's wanting to speak to me. And my, like, form is sitting right underneath her passport. And she, like, and then he, like, turns around. He looks at me. He's like, wait, you're not Sydney. And I was like, no. And he was like, oh, I don't need to talk. I need her. And so he calls her over to, like, confirm some information, whatever. Oh my God. As he's confirming the information, he's like, okay, like, it seems like we found you, blah, blah, blah. Oh my God. This is just, like, Charlie. I can't. He gives her the passport back. Right? Gives her the passport back. He picks up my form that was underneath. So here's how we're standing, right? This is him, this is Sydney, and then I'm, like, standing, like, a little bit behind him here. I see him pick it up. I need something. Hold on. Okay, this will work. He picks up my form, right? And he's holding it. And I see him from the side, like this. You see the grip I got on this thing? You see the grip I got on this thing? He's looking, let me make sure this isn't a document that I need. No. He's holding it like this, and he's looking at Sydney. And Sydney knew I was, like, on the verge, right? And I'm standing there like this, watching. And he goes, well, good thing we don't need this. Let me show you. Let me show you. It's the thumbnail of this video, but I think it's so funny. Like, I think it's so funny. This is literally me. Like, this was literally me when this happened. Like, this was me. This is not what I want. Like, I don't know how to make this, like, smaller. But this was me. Like, I was devastated when he ripped the form. When he ripped the form, I was like, no! No! And Sydney, we trauma bonded in that moment because she like reached out onto my shoulder like this and she was like, I'm so sorry. And I was like, I'm gonna crash out. Like I was like, I'm gonna crash out. But I was like, no. Like I'm fine. He's like, oh no. She goes, that was hers. He goes, oh no, I'm sorry, I'll get you another one. I was literally standing there like this. Like my eyes were tearing up. Like my eyes were tearing up. I had tears in my eyes. And I was like, okay. He was like, I'll be right back. I stood there for maybe 2 minutes. And I texted my best friend and I said, I think I'm gonna leave. I was like, I think I'm gonna go. I don't want to be here anymore. Because I texted her, I said, they tore my paper up. And I was like, I'm not gonna wait another hour for a provincial vote that won't even count. Like, what am I doing here? And I knew that he was gonna forget about me. And then I had got this form. And then he ripped up my form. I was so devastated. All I wanted to do was vote. All I wanted to do was my civic duty to this state. And it got ripped up in front of my eyes. And I was like, I'm done. Like, I'm actually at my wit's end. Like, I can't take it anymore. So I went and met up with my best friend because she was, like, waiting down the hallway. And I just ranted to her, just like how I told this whole story here. Like, I just ranted to her about everything that happened. She was just looking at me like, yeah. She's like, I'm so sorry. And I was like, thank you. Thank you. And I was like, I just wanted to vote. Like, I just wanted to take part in an election and feel like I was making a difference. And I feel like I did all wrong. And there's just so many things that have been going on. Like, I have been having the worst nightmares recently. I've been, like, bogged down by anxiety. And I've been just overworking myself and pushing myself beyond. And I was just like, I'm so done. Like, I'm so far beyond done right now. Like, if something happens to the Texas Constitution, blame me. If it comes down to one provincial vote, and it's because I didn't keep my ass there, it probably wouldn't have counted anyway. They probably wouldn't have been able to count that shit anyway. And the one girl in front of me, she was like, this might be like a stupid question, but like, does this vote even count? I was like, girl, I don't think so. Like, I don't think so. Um, but yeah, that was my voting experience today. I'm gonna get them next time. Like, don't think that this suddenly means I'm giving up. Giving up. Who do you think I am? Come on now. I'm not gonna give up. I'm gonna be at those polls for the primaries next year, and there will be more than 30 days, and they will scan my ID and they will find me. They will find me, mark my words, and I will make my vote. And I will go earlier, and I will go with a buddy, my bestie, so that I don't crash out again. Like, I was like by myself in this line at my wit's end. It was a little bit closer. But yeah, I I don't know. Voting is, I feel like they make it purposefully difficult. Like, I know I didn't exactly do my part fully. Like, I didn't know that I had to be registered for 30 days before election day. But then why wouldn't they like put a notice about that on the website? Like, they even told me where to go to cast my ballot, and they were like, this is the location you can go vote at, like elections coming up. So I was under the impression that I was fully good to go. And I wasn't. I was not fully good to go. I was the opposite of good to go, actually. Um, and it's fine. Like, I'm not like upset about it. It was just, I was there from 6:15 until like 8:30, and I accidentally paid for parking until 10:30. So, but we live and we let go. You know, live and let live. You know, we at least I tried. I can't say that I didn't try. And we can't do anything. We can't achieve anything without trying, at least. And I did really give it my all. I did. I showed up. I tried to do my civic duty, but I just walked out. I was like, I know he's not going to come back. He's not going to remember. I'm going to have to wait in this line again. And this lady in front who's taking, God, forever. Forever. Putting her. Oh my gosh. She was moving so slow. So slow. And I don't, like, that's, like, but, like, and even, it, like, like, to not sound insensitive, okay? Like, it's fine if people take a little bit of time to do things. But the fact that she said herself, like, oh, if I didn't keep getting distracted by things and, like, whatever, if I didn't, like, keep talking to people, I would have been able to get this done faster. Like, that made me, and I know other people around me, almost lose their minds. Because, what do you mean? It's fine. It's fine. It's past. It's fine. But that was my voting experience, or lack thereof, because I didn't get to vote, and I felt so dejected walking out, and I did cry. I did cry, like, once I was talking to my best friend and we were like in my car. I started crying, and I was like, there's tears actually going down my face right now. Like, I'm actually so upset because I just spent 2 hours hoping that I could finally vote and make a difference. And, like, I want to make a difference. Like, I want to do something meaningful and feel, like, impactful in this democratic society that is failing. And it still wasn't enough. I still didn't do it correctly. And there's always next year. If there is even like voting allowed next year, who knows if we're even gonna like have the right to vote. I don't know. As a woman, I might not even be able to vote next year. That might be part of the amendments that they're adding to the Texas Constitution this year, that women's right to vote is gone. So actually, I might not. I'm being facetious, but anyways, if anyone has voted today in Texas or anywhere else around the country, I'm very proud of you. Thank you for voting and for making your voices heard. I find the whole concept of voting very interesting, or, well, not so much the concept of voting, but the process of voting, because I was reading some of the signs while I was waiting in this line, and it was like, it's like, I've known about this, but like you can't wear like political merch when you go to vote. You can't like talk about who you're voting for in the line. Like it's called electioneering, I think, where you're trying to like sway people's votes while they're in the line. Like that's not allowed. And I found that pretty interesting. Because I remember seeing a video a little while back where there was this woman who was like walking down the line of like at a polling place. And she was like handing out merch or something, or like water bottles, but it had like political information on it. And like you can't do that. Like that's illegal. Like you can't interfere with like a democratic vote like that. Um, but I am very proud of anyone who did go and vote. I know like all the people close to me did go and vote. So I'm very happy for them that they were able to go. I just feel like such a letdown because like my like last year for the election, for like the presidential election, I didn't vote because I hadn't changed my address in time. And I feel like I would have had the same problem anyway because I was so busy. It was my last semester. So I probably would have changed my address too late anyway to be able to vote. But like I feel like a lot of people, not a lot of people, but I feel like the people around me were disappointed, and like I don't want people to think that like I don't care about them, because I do have a lot of like um I have a lot of like mixed and black women around me, and like um queer people around me in my life. I don't know why I said that. Life. And like I feel like they look at me and they think that like I am like using my privilege by like not voting, and it's I don't want to like let anyone down. Like it's not that I don't think that like these issues aren't important enough for me to go to the polls. Like I want to. It's just I have dropped the ball, and now this time like I was like I have to do this. Like I have to make sure that I go and vote and like do my part, and like I don't want to like make anyone like disappointed, and that they don't think that I'm not doing my part. And I did it wrong again. It's fine though. Like it's fine. I'm not gonna like be too hard on myself about it, because like even I talked to my best friend, who's like really the only person's opinion that I care about. She was like, I'm not gonna blame you for this. Like I understand that you tried. Like you really did. You were out there. You were trying to get your vote in. I was like, I was. Like I really was. I was trying so hard. But yeah, the line was like crazy long. I didn't expect that it was going to be so long, because I thought that maybe everyone had got their voting done out of the way earlier, but I guess a lot of people had gone later because they're probably like me, like they got out of work or they got out of class, and so they were going a little bit later. I tried. I did. I did try to vote. Um, and sometimes it's not not done well, but I tried. But on the good note, I was crashing out in the car about, not being able to vote. And I was like, let's just go home. Like, let's just go home. I'll drive home, whatever. It was like 2 minutes to drive home. And as I'm driving, my best friend goes, do you want boba? And I was like, yes, I want boba. I was also doing this like really bad New York accent, which I can do because I'm from New York. But I was like, I don't know why they don't want me to vote. Like, everybody's trying to not get me to vote, and I don't know what's wrong. Like, I was there. Well, now it's kind of southern, isn't it? I was doing I was doing New York accent earlier. I was doing the New York accent earlier, and I was like, listen, I just want my boba. They're trying to hold me back. They don't want me to be a good citizen anymore. They want me to be bad. They want to look like I don't care about our problems. She was like, "What's wrong?" Sometimes when I'm like sometimes when I get like sad, I convert. I revert to a New York accent by default. But anyway, so then I went and go boba. I've got boba here. If you're wondering, don't laugh at me. I get 120% sweetness for my bobas. But this is a peach green tea, 120% sweetness, and a mango popping boba. It's so sweet, it literally like gives me a toothache while I'm drinking it. It's so sweet. But she was like, I'll go buy, like, let's go to boba, I'll buy you boba. I was like, thank you. And we were sitting in the boba place, and I was just like disassociating. I was just like staring at the wall, and I just go, I want to go home. I need to go home, because I was still in my work clothes. I felt nasty. I was like, I need to go home. She was like, okay, let's go home. She is just so sweet. Like, I am honestly so thankful for her, like, genuinely. And I promise, I tell her, I let her know how much she means to me. But I was like, thank you, like, so much for, like, hearing me and appreciating and, like, loving me and, like, getting this for me. Like, it's just so easy with, like, having someone like that in your life who, like, they just know, and they, like, know how to take care of you. Is gonna make me emotional. Hold on. Hold on a second. I'm good. I've just had a long day. I've had a long day. But it feels really nice when someone, like, sees you and they're like, I just want to take care of you because I know what you need. And that just feels really nice. After a long day of just annoying stuff happening. And yeah, I got home and I immediately took a shower, and I was like, I need to shower. I need to, like, wash this day off of me. I need to, like, cleanse myself, because this was easily, like, one of this was the day ever. Like, this was the most day ever. Like, it doesn't help that, like, daylight savings time just happened. I don't know, like, apparently this might sound stupid coming from me, but people don't, like, around the world, not everyone does daylight savings time. Let me look up who doesn't do daylight savings. Hawaii and Arizona do not observe daylight savings, and neither do the territories of the American Samoa, Guam, and the Northern Mariana Islands, Puerto Rico, and the U.S. Virgin Islands. That's so interesting. Like, they don't observe daylight savings time. So, like, right now for me, it's 10:44 p.m., but for them, it's still. We fall back an hour. So for them, it's still 11:44. Also, most places around the world don't do daylight savings. This includes all of Asia and most of Africa. And all over the past 10 years, Azerbaijan, Iran, Jordan, Namibia, Russia, Samoa, Syria, Turkey, Uruguay, and most of Mexico have ended it. Like, why do we do daylight savings time? Genuinely, why? Can we vote that out? Like, I don't like that the sun sets, like the sun, like it's dark at like 6 p.m. now, and I know that in a few months it's going to be dark at 4 or 5. And I don't like that. I don't, sure, it's like, oh yeah, you get an extra hour of sleep, but my body just like is gonna acclimate back to the regular hours that I was sleeping before. I don't really understand the point of daylight savings, especially if other places don't do it. Why are we doing it? Because now doesn't that make everything off? Like, how do they make note of that? If it like, it's too complicated for me to look into right now. But I'm just trying to understand, like, is everyone just like, oh, they're like, oh, America did their daylight savings. Now instead of a 3-hour time difference, it's going to be a 2-hour time difference. Like, how does that work exactly? It just seems like more of a hassle than necessary. Like, why do we have to do that? Like, why? I know I was going to say, oops. Why do we do daylight saving originated as a wartime effort to save fuel and energy? Just end it. Just end it. Practice of advancing clocks to make better use of the longer daylight available during summer. No. End it. End it. Like, I see no purpose to it, genuinely. Like, I don't see a reason. The days are just longer in the summer anyway. Like, doesn't make sense. This Poppin' Boba's good. 10 out of 10 recommend the peach with the mango. I do want to talk about something really quick while I'm just on the stream. Why not? If anyone plays Love in Deep Space, I play Love in Deep Space. I think it's a fun game. I've done a whole other video on my channel. I think it's my first, like, short form video that I posted about. But what was I saying? Oh, I was just saying that I played Love in Deep Space. It's, first of all, a very fun game. It's, of course, like, People want to say it's this, that, the other, freaky, whatever, whatever have you. I just, there are bad fans and there are weird people. That's it. If you're not weird and you're not a bad fan, then it's a fun game to play. And I've always loved playing like role playing games or like um story games. I think story games and like cuz I used to play when I was younger. I used to play like point and click kind of games that were kind of like romance based or like story games which are like point and click. And this is kind of similar, but it's just like mobile. And obviously way more advanced because we did not have this type of like graphics back in the day on my like Kindle Fire. But they did a new banner recently for Love and Deep Space, which is essentially like they're all idols, I guess. So um they're not like actually idols, but they like perform a dance with you or something. It's like part of a story or whatever, what have you. And it's really fun. Like I got Raphael and Silas's cards so far for the banner, and it's so fun. Like really it is. Most of it is like wholesome, and then 1% of it's freak. I mean, that's just how the game is. 1% freak. Who can go wrong with that? But it's a really it was really fun. Like the banner was really fun to play. It's still going on. I'm still hoping that I can get Zane's because Zane is like my, I guess, main he's my bias, you know. Zane is my bias and Raphael is my bias wrecker. But um also I did make that comment yesterday to my friend. I was like Raphael's low-key my bias wrecker. She was like, "What? That's so real." And I was like, "Yeah, like I think it's just that his like characteristics are so like relatable. So like his personality to me is the most like vibrant out of all of the love interests. Like it's the most realistic of like I can see him actually being a real person. Like Silas has white hair and red eyes. You know, Zane is like super cold to you. Xavier is just like I don't know what's happening with him most of the time. Caleb scares me. Raphael, even though he has like purple hair and like purple eyes, he's so funny and like sassy that it's he's most like the most what am I saying? He's the most realistic love interest for me. And so I really enjoy playing like stories with him because also like when devastating things happen in the in his storylines and like we get his like myths and his like background lore, it's makes it even more devastating because like you know when you see someone who's like really happy all the time, like someone who like is always like super energetic, super like upbeat, and then like one day you kind of catch them like down and like maybe you see them crying. I feel like we can feel this way a lot with like our parents. Like our parents will always put on very like brave faces for us, but then sometimes you'll like see their mask crack a little bit and they'll be like sad or upset or just down about something or whatever. And it feels so heart-wrenching because like such a bright light. Of course, everyone feels sadness, but like it makes it even more devastating when you see someone who's always like so upbeat seem like look so down. And that's how I kind of feel with Raphael. Like he's so like lively and like of course, he's a 3D graphic. Okay, he's just nothing but pixels. Okay, I'm not like that full delusioned. But I think for his story, for his character, when he does have those sad, devastating moments, it makes it that much more like, oh no, like no, Raphael, don't. Um, like it just makes it more sad. But um, this was like a fun card, so I'm not like depressed about it or anything like that. Let me move the microphone really quickly. Does this... But yeah, I guess that's pretty much gonna be my live stream for today. I tried to go and vote and I failed miserably. What can you do? I also, do you see this? Every month I get at least one dastardly breakout. Like one dastardly one. You know, like it's like, whoa, like what's going on there? And it's always on my chin. It's always on my chin. Oh, wrong side. Or it's in between my eyebrows. This one, oof, you should have seen that one a few days ago. It was rough. But I break out like once a month on my chin, and it's always more devastating than the last. I used to get really bad breakouts on my chin for a while, and then I started using a different cleanser, and like kind of cleaned up my diet a little bit, and like started taking better vitamins, and I stopped breaking out as bad on my chin. So now I'm just kind of like, I know I have this one right here. This one popped up just today, so that's probably stress related. This one on my chin that one's been cooking for a few days. It's not even like raised really anymore. It's just kind of red. So it's healing. I'm healing. We're all healing together. But yeah. I think I'm gonna go eat dinner now. It's like 11 p.m. where I am. So I'm gonna go eat dinner and go to sleep. Because I am exhausted. I am exhausted. I have had a day today. But if anyone has stopped by in the stream while I've been streaming today, I hope you enjoyed watching. If you catch this stream afterwards, I hope you thought it was fun. If you did, consider subscribing to me. I try to go, so my plan is I'm gonna try to go live at least once a week, and then I also do want to post like short form videos that are kind of more like video diaries, because I did get my degree in creative writing, and I'm not gonna let that go to waste. I'm thinking that I'm going to write up like a mini script for those videos, and they're gonna be personal, but I think personal is okay. I have a lot of things that I need to talk about because they keep like repeating in my mind. This is kind of a thing that occurs with me quite often, is that a topic will like remain in my mind for a long time, and I'll like talk to myself about it, I'll talk to my friends about it, and it still and when I do find that something is kind of like sticking after a while, like I'm just thinking about it all the time or whatever, I feel like I need to just make a video about it, and I want to like get it out. I want to talk about it. I want to be transparent with myself and like get my feelings out. The one that I probably will be filming is going to be about love. It's going to be about my relationship with love and how my perception of love has changed as I've matured and, gone through some things. So I am working on like kind of writing my thoughts out on that. And then I do want to do a little video about it, kind of like an essay or a script where it's more of like a format where I can just talk, but I can like read it, but also like get all my thoughts out about it, because this is something that's been kind of like repeating in my mind, and I do really need to like express my feelings somehow. And so I've decided that like I know it's very vulnerable to like share your feelings online, because that obviously opens you up to be criticized for it as well. But I also feel like I don't want to not share my feelings at the expense of someone benefiting from what I might have to say about a situation. Because I think the most important thing about humans is the way that we can absorb information from a lot of different people and build like a community out of it, or trying to think of the right word, just like find solace in it. Like that's why we read books that like speak to us, because they we can relate to them and we can find comfort in them and be like, okay, this person, like it's a shared experience, like this person went through this, I went through this, I'm not alone. And I think that's something that's really powerful about the internet these days. And I do want to use like my access to the internet for good. Like I don't want to like, you know, spread negativity. I really only want to be like a positive force. And if I do have the like means and the capabilities and like the interest in doing something like that, I don't see why I shouldn't. Lots of people do it, so why shouldn't I? Why shouldn't I share myself and my experiences with people to an extent, right? There's always like boundaries and stuff like that, but I think that no voice is more important than another's, and I think all of our voices together can be powerful, and I would love to contribute my voice to experiences that other people might have gone through. So yeah, I'm going to be talking about love and my perception of love and my experience with love and different types of love. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed the stream if anyone's watching it. Again, thank you for voting if you did vote. I'm very proud of you, of course. And I hope that you all will catch my next video that I post. Bye.